Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and just to get this out of the way, no, this is not clickbait. Somebody yesterday aggressively, forcibly put their hands on me, and yes, I did file a police report. So just putting that out there before I tell you the story and then my thoughts on it and whatnot. So yesterday was it's football day. I'm a huge Eagles fan. For those of you who don't know, I'm a massive Eagles fan. So I was down in Santa Monica, the Brit, which is an Eagles bar. Love that place. Watched the Eagles have a easy victory over the Jets, which is exciting. It was nice to see. I wasn't drinking that much, especially because honestly, it was an easy game. Typically, I tend to down more beers out of anxiety, and so I was a little bit buzzed. Probably had a handful over the course of the game, but not that many, and was just sort of hanging out, watching some of the Dallas Green Bay game, and a bunch of the Eagles fans from the bar were like, "Hey, we're going to Big Dean's," which is a beach bar in Santa Monica, and they're like, "You should come." I guess it's a thing they've been doing. They'll go there after the game and hang around. It's a giant. They're like, "It's a Giants bar. We like to just go and And I'm like, I don't really want to go get into a fight with a Giants fan. I said that right there because I heckle. I mean, that's how we do. We all heckle. My friend's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let you punch anybody. It'll be fine." So they drag me along. I'm like, okay, I don't really want to go, but I went. So I show up there and I buy a beer, and I'm standing there with the beer, and this guy walks by with the Giants. I've taken probably a few, 2 or 3 sips of it. I've just barely been here. A guy walks by with the Giants hat on, and I didn't realize he worked there when I said this, but I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your team sucks," which is come on. I mean, the Giants do suck. They lost that day. We didn't even play them. They lost, to another team, and they suck. They do suck. It's just a reality, and it was this is what we do. We're fans of division rivals. You throw barbs at each other. I have a really good friend who's a Cowboys fan, and all we do is trade insults over the teams. It's what we do, but it's just all in good fun and whatnot. And if this guy turns out is the owner and he wants to get his panties in a wad and tell me to leave, that's fine. But he comes up and he's like, you need to leave. He just gets in my face and tells me I need to leave. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. That's crazy. At first, I still don't know who he is. It's not like he's identified himself as the owner. It's not like he's been like, "I own this establishment, you need to go." He's just some guy who now I can see is wearing a Big Dean shirt. Okay, so he works here, but you need to go. I'm like, "I'm not leaving. I just bought my beer." And he's like, "Well, I'll give you the money back for the beer. Get out." I'm like, "No." So I'm holding the beer, right? He grabs my arm. He literally wrestles the beer out of my hand, spills it all over me in the process. And then walks away, and I'm just a shell-shocked. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? This guy just attacked me, just grabbed me, and just took this out of my hand that I bought and paid for. Comes out a couple minutes later with the cash and the coins in the amount of the beer, and literally throws it at me. And I pick it up, and he's like, "You have to go." And I'm like, I'm not leaving. What the hell? And he's like, I'm going to get my bouncers to come throw you out. And I'm like, great, I'm going to go file a police report. So meanwhile, I'm just standing there again. I'm like, what the hell is going on? The other Eagles fans, they talk to him, and they're trying to make things nice. Look, I think you should just go. And I'm like, screw you guys. I didn't even want to be here. You're the reason you guys dragged me out here. Now now the owner tells all the bartenders not to serve me, right? So they won't even, because my friends are trying to go buy me a drink, and they can tell that they're trying to buy me a drink. And they're like, "Oh, we're not serving. You're just following orders and whatnot." And I'm like, what the actual fuck? So I went up to the Santa Monica Police Department, which is right in the pier right there, and I filed a police report. They said this goes in as a if I want to press charges, it's a battery charge, and I said yes. They said basically they forward the report to the district attorney, and the district attorney decides whether to move forward with it or not. I'm not optimistic, I'm not as upsetting and jarring as it was. I'm not bruised. You're dealing with I didn't even have the name of the guy given the description. Apparently it's the owner. I'm sure they can find out who it was, but it just seems to me it's going to be a whole big hullabaloo, and that they're not, that I don't think they care, basically. I just don't. The impression, the guy who listened to me tell what happened was sympathetic, but he kind of gave the impression that nothing's going to come of this. So I wanted to talk about this because it's so completely effed up. This is now the second time, by the way, within a year, that a fan from an opposing sports team has put hands on me. You guys might remember I talked about this last year when I went to the Rams game, and we're all, trading barbs and whatnot with the Rams fan, and I playfully flicked the brim of his hat, and he full hand slaps me across the face, right? Remember that story. And now this guy, it's I get it. You don't like Eagles fans, whatever. We're all in here, and maybe you've had issues with us before, but I've been to this bar one other time a year ago in not a football-related context. What the hell? I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm not giving any indication that I'm starting any kind of problems. I'm just a chick in her 20s trying to have a beer and talk some football smack, and you're gonna fucking assault me? because you don't like the fact, you can't stand the fact that your team sucks. I mean, Christ, I'm as diehard as it comes for a sports fan. I'm decked out. I have my wings on my eyes. I have my necklace, my shirt, my jacket, my pants, my socks. All Eagles yesterday. I'm as diehard as I effing come. And you know what happens when we lose? I'm bummed for about 5 minutes and then I effing move on. I would never, as much as I'll joke about, like, oh, I'm going to start fights with this fan or that fan, and I will, I'll trade barbs, I'll trade insults, I'll do any of that. I have never and would never put hands on somebody simply because over a sports team. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like, why the hell do you think you have the right to just grab me? Like, just makes me so mad. It makes me even more frustrated too, because it's like, I gotta deal with this shit. People all the time telling me, oh, you're an Eagles fan, you suck, you guys are the worst fans, you're the biggest assholes. I'm like, really? Because when was the last time you saw an Eagles fan assault somebody else? Yeah, I'm not saying it never happens or that it doesn't happen. Yeah, we've been known to throw beer cans and whatnot. And oh my God, 50 years ago, we threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Over 50 fucking years ago. And so we have this rap. I personally have been assaulted twice now by fans of opposing teams who can't be mature. Men, once grown-ass fucking men in both situations. This guy was like in his 50s, maybe his 60s. Some big-ass burly dude who thinks it's totally fine to just grab me. To just fucking wrench a beer out of my hands simply for just telling him the effing truth that his team is just ain't all that great. And it's like, it drives me so crazy. It's like, I'm supposed to, what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen to this guy. This guy's just going to carry on his merry. I did what I could. I'm making this video. I filed a police report. I left a shitty review, on Yelp. But what can I actually do? And I hate it because I feel so powerless. Like I didn't do anything wrong. And it's just like, what? Why is this, why do people act like this? Why the hell would anybody act like this is okay? Why would anybody think this is okay? Why would anybody, like, in what universe? Because it's not like this is some other drunk at the bar. He's presumably sober because he's the goddamn owner of the place. Like, why, in what universe do you see someone who's not visibly intoxicated, kicking back, having a beer, saying something completely benign in the scope of, all the insults ever traded between Giants fans and Eagles fans, something completely benign? Why would you think that this would just be an okay thing to go do? To just go like, again, if you want to be that uppity bastard and kick me out and be like, you need to go where the bounce is, like, fine, I get it. I think it's stupid and highly reactionary, but I get it. But to think that it's actually okay to grab me like that, to just put your hands on me, like, it's not effing okay. You don't do that to people. You just don't. Am I the only one? Am I the only one whose parents raised me to know that violence is never the answer? I'm like one of the most naturally, viscerally violent people that I know, in terms of like, I'm like that. I get like, that's why I go do Krav Maga and punch things multiple times a week, right? And yet I seem to be the only one in the goddamn society who actually practices and lives by this idea that violence is never the answer, that it's never the correct response in any situation unless someone else has already hit you first. And I didn't even hit this guy after he put hands on me. I wanted to. God damn it, I wanted to. It's not fair that he could just do that to me. I wanted to hit him back so bad. I didn't effing do it. I was the bigger goddamn person. And I eventually just up and left. And he just gets to go on his merry, be like, oh, screw Eagles fans. Like, he's somehow in the right on this. And it drives me crazy. Like, how, in what universe could you ever be right for doing this? Anyway, I needed to share this because obviously it's very upsetting. It's stupid. Anyway, Big Dean's is the name of this bar that you should never go to, by the way. Just saying, don't ever go to this establishment because you might get assaulted by the owner for having a difference of opinion. I fucking cultivate a channel where the entire purpose is a difference of opinion, right? And so, nope, I get people are freaking attacking me for having a different opinion on fucking sports, of all the things, on football. I love football more than anyone else I know, and I'm still never going to physically assault somebody simply because they don't like my team. I'm not going to kick them out of where I'm not going to be like, what the? Anyway, that's all that I wanted to talk about today. I just needed to share that with you, and that pissed me off a lot. So there you go. Click on the links. I'm going to put the links up that I usually put up because it's what I do. So click on those LA cheesesteak reviews. Trying to find a decent cheesesteak in Los Angeles. get involved with me, Patreon, PayPal, all those things. I don't know what's going on with my channel. I'm going to talk about that again later, another time this week. My algorithm's been in the pits, so if you want to help contribute, consider buying a t-shirt from Teespring, consider Patreon, consider PayPal. All these ways are excellent ways to support this channel, help it grow if you want to see that happen. You guys are the best fans. Follow me on Instagram, Mindless Entertainment, Twitter at Jesse Milestone. Don't forget to follow at Team Jesse on Twitter as well. I'll be back hopefully with a more positive video tomorrow. So, bye.